pandemic that's sweeping the globe. It's
wild,
man.
Man.
You, dude.
Wild.
In response
They look
to
like
what you
aliens.
just said,
They look like little green aliens.
fair enough.
And I talked
did you
to
talk to Jock?
I talked to somebody. I wasn't expecting him to bring up the fact that I was running around in every room.
She tells you when you walk in there that she's gonna tell.
I just ate all my food before I left. I ate all of
your
my
candy
food.
bars?
I ate it all before I got on the boat. It hit his helmet. It went dong. He fell over on the ground, and the gas blew up over all of us, and it killed us.
Man.
Just taking everything.
I've
got assault rifles and shotguns. I got ammo, dude.
Yeah, dude. You could load yourself up there. Well, welcome back to the Game Play Along Club. It's me, Gray.exe. You can call me Tyler, and I'm here with Brandborg. What's up, dude?
Hello, my name is Lil Jolly. Can you tell me where everyone is?
I thought I was talking to Brandborg. What have you done to him?
Where are the bad guys? Are they inside the building already?
They're behind you. They're
right
behind you.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm Brandon.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Been playing a biggie. We've been playing a biggie. We got a lot to get into.
Definitely so.
We're playing Deus Ex, and the original Deus Ex, released in 2000. This is my first time playing it, and we've got a lot to talk about. But since this is our first episode, before we jump in, do you want to talk about a little bit of history with the game real fast?
Let's set the table for what was happening in the year 2000, because the year 2000 was a pretty big one, pretty influential year in the world of video games.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, you had a lot of all-time greats here.
I've got a list pulled up.
Why don't you rattle off some of the ones that catch your eye?
Yeah, these are some high-rated games from the year 2000. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. We got Perfect Dark. We've got Baldur's Gate 2. We got Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda. We got Resident Evil, Code Veronica. We got Final Fantasy 9, Jet Set Radio, Rayman 2, SSX, Skies of Arcadia, Paper Mario on the 64. We've got The Sims, Dead or Alive 2, Banjo-Tooie, of course, Deus Ex, right there on the list. We've got Spyro, Year of the Dragon.
The best one of that trilogy.
Mario Tennis. You want some Mario Tennis? Don't sleep on Mario Tennis on the 64. It's actually really good.
Hey, I played it. I rented it from Blockbuster. Had a great time.
Crazy Taxi. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Some of these might be re-releases on other consoles.
Let me take you for a ride.
Yeah, probably.
Bam, bam, bam. Wario Land 3. Counter-Strike 1. Thief 2. Age of Empires 2. Let's see. Samba de Amigo, Diablo 2.
Samba de Amigo.
Just to name a few. So a lot going on in the.
Did
year
we say
2000.
Metal Gear Solid? I was waiting for that, but Metal Gear Solid on Game Boy Color.
There's some other ones on
hey,
here.
Dude,
Vagrant
this has
Story.
a really high. The reviews are crazy for this game too.
Vagrant Story, Tekken Tag Tournament, Ridge Racer 5, Grandia 2, MotoGP, and my personal favorite game of the year 2000, Typing of the Dead.
Oh yeah, all-time classic. How else? I mean, that's where you learn to put your 8 fingers.
Yeah, not quite a 1998 or a what's the other one? There's
97 was high tier.
There's another one. It's a 2000
2017. A lot of the 7s.
2018, man. Oof,
2018 was excellent. Yeah.
So a lot going on this year. But the thing I want to note the most about this year in gaming, and you see this a lot with like the late 90s, early 2000s games, a lot of innovation. A lot of innovation, a lot of people trying new stuff, a lot of genres being kind of created almost. Mm-hmm. So with that might come a little bit of growing pains.
For sure.
Might come with a prescription for rose-tinted glasses.
I think that's this generation. I think that
the
growing pains all throughout.
The foray into early 3D it's a difficult one to go back to without modern amenities or rose-tinted glasses. It just is, man.
That's why these remakes get announced every other day.
Like there's a reason why a lot of games these days have a rewind feature. Because you're going to play a game and you're going to make a mistake and you're going to go so far back that they're like, yeah, let's just give the people a rewind feature because it's
our attention is so fractured these days. Like, people get to a hurdle like that, and they're so often just, I'll turn this off and play a different thing then. Like, if this isn't doing it for me now.
Yeah, there's something about inconvenience in early generations of video games that we just didn't know better. No one had
there
a
wasn't
solution.
An alternative.
Yeah, no one knew the solution. We didn't even know it was a problem. we just enjoyed what we had.
Some of the time. Sometimes you did discover real problems like this thing sucks.
Yeah. There's like, you'd play old first person shooters. You're like, I can't aim down sights. There's no iron sights. Someone had to come up with that.
Right.
Or I don't have an interactive map. Someone had to come up with that. Yeah. There's so many different things. So I wanted to bring all that up because we might come into some of those problems when we're talking about this game that I'm going to factor a lot of this into my review process as we go through it and how I appreciate it as a product as a whole. But take that spoon of salt, take that grain of salt with it. Because of you want to match what does it do? What is it doing to push the industry forward, and what problems is that causing, and how do they meld together? Do the scales balance?
Sure. I see what you mean.
So, but yeah, a lot going on in the year 2000.
Definitely so. Influential year all the way around. So we get this little game called Deus Ex that is in the mix, and it is a game that had been. It was in development for a couple years prior to its release, of course, and they were trying to find something new. You said something about like new genres were being created almost, and Deus Ex is a moment where the chickens came home to roost, where a bunch of different ideas from other genres kind of came together into this one to create what we now call immersive sims. Like, Deus Ex is regarded as one of the earliest versions of what you might call an immersive sim. Now, there were games that preceded it, and one in particular being a Thief. They actually wrote in their design document, I've been reading it, that Thief, Fallout 1 and 2, GoldenEye, and Half-Life, the first Half-Life, were big inspirations. Now, those aren't all immersive sims, Thief being really the only one. But they really integrated the RPG kind of dialogue tree, all that sort of stuff from Fallout, and they wanted to create this smaller environment kind of setting where instead of having these large areas, like think of a Diablo or something, where you have these large areas, not much in between to do except just fight enemies. Instead of that concept, they shrink the size of the spaces down, and you have this more kind of detailed environment that you're seeing in first person. That you get to run around and rummage through and flush toilets. So, yeah, not the first time also, these kind of ideas would come together, but the first time that this amount of like RPG influence into first person mechanics.
And we had two big names, big gaming legend names attached to this project.
Yeah, with
Warren Spector and John Romero.
And Harvey Smith. He would go on to be big in for Arcane.
Yeah, and so Ion Storm was the developer, and Eidos Montreal. It wasn't Montreal, was it? It was Eidos Interactive.
I think it was just maybe so. Yeah.
Eidos was the parent company and the publisher. Eidos, man, used to make some publish and release so many great games.
Yeah, they're still around in name, but the legacy isn't quite what it used to be, sadly.
Yeah, and saying that Half-Life and Fallout were big inspirations makes a lot of sense, because it feels like it has a little bit of the peanut butter jelly going on with it. So yeah, that's.
But equally so, their other two primary inspirations were GoldenEye and Thief as well, and it feels like both of those games at the same time too.
This is what makes a lot of people talk about GoldenEye. Oh, it's the best first-person shooter ever. It's the best. It's the best.
No way.
It's really.
I would never say that. It's innovative.
Exactly. GoldenEye really is. It's fun to go back and play. It's not hard to play, but it's not the best first-person shooter ever made. It's not the best 64. It's rough. Going back to GoldenEye is rough, but the significance it has for the influence, like it's like the granddaddy. Like if you look at what all it has influenced up here, like this is a tree. It's like the top of the tree. The trickle and tons of branches that it had inspired is like immeasurable.
Right.
So
yeah, exactly so. And you can push that family lineage back further than GoldenEye, like going back in the same family tree, and find games that it's like if GoldenEye was inspired, then we should be giving that game the credit as well, like what inspired GoldenEye. But the point is that this game it took these inspirations that they literally directly wrote down, and it brought it together in this package that kind of wraps all that stuff up to create, I guess, again, an immersive sim. They might reject the label and just call it like an RPG or something, which is an interesting way to think about it, rather than having the label of the immersive simulation or whatever.
Yeah, man. But with all that being said, we got our hands on it. We played it, and we played up until the end of the warehouse districts chapter.
Yeah, in New York City.
So we've got a little ground to cover. Now, there was a training section. That's the first thing I did was I jumped into the training. Actually, I think the first thing I did was watch the intro movie.
Yeah.
And then I went into the training, which is wild. It's wild the way that the game like presents itself.
Yeah.
Like whenever you open it up, it's just like you've got a menu of stuff to dig around in. And it's not like you opening cinematic, like Splash logos, opening cinematic, you go into like there's hardly even really a prologue. It's like the training is kind of like the prologue. It's like, hey, JC, welcome to the welcome to the training program, and we're gonna walk you through all of it. And I very quickly learned a lot of speed bumps I had to get over really fast.
For sure.
So can we just jump straight into training? Can we talk about training real fast?
Yeah, let's jump straight into it. I think the first thing that they have you do is like open a door, but that's locked. So you have this like utility tool that can open locks as long as you have the key, but it's not a key. It's like a multi.
It's like a key ring. Think of it like a nano key ring.
Yeah, and you just go up to the door, and it kind of like scratches it. It scratches the door a little bit, and it unlocks. And they're like, "Nice job, JC. Good to see that all that investment is paying off."
Yeah. I'm kind of scrubbing through it. Yeah, it basically is just kind of giving you a play-by-play on all the different kinds of mechanics you may or may not want to engage in. Something that I found out really fast is the controls in this game are miserable. Like, something that I always do to open up, I think this is just gamer reflex, is when I go to open up menus, the first thing that my brain does is tell my pinky to hit tab. In tab, when you push tab, you throw your item. You just throw it. So one of the first things I did was I was like, okay, and it actually came back to bite me in the butt later in the game as well, because I actually I hit my gun. Like I had my pistol out, and I hit tab, and I threw my pistol down a hallway. I was like, well, let me go pick it up. I went down the hallway, and there was a loading screen, and I went through the loading screen, and it was gone.
It's gone.
I was like, oh no, which brings me to my next point. You're going to make so many mistakes in this game.
Yeah,
there is no autosave. There is no autosave. You need to save your game around every corner, dude. You got to be like, if you think, like, what I learned really fast was anytime I walk up to like a scenario, and it's like, hey, even in the training, like one of the last things you do is like, there's that robot that's patrolling. I learned really fast right there. I was like, oh, you can't die in training. They won't let you.
Have to do
they won't let you die, and I didn't know. I didn't think to save before that, and so that robot just keeps shooting you, and your legs are you're just crawling around. You're like, I can't do this. And you're screwed. You have to restart training all the way from the beginning. So very, very important thing: save your game before. Hopefully, you can like determine when you're going to be going into a scenario, save your game. Save
Definitely
your
so.
game. If like
That's
yeah, just keep like I think there might be a function button you can push. It just says like save.
quick save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
so
save
that's
your game all the
that's
time.
one thing that I'll say. This isn't the first time I've played this. I knew what to expect because I've definitely been burned playing this game, just not even thinking about it. Like just playing, and then you die, and it's like, oh my god, I forgot to save.
Yeah.
So I've been burned, but I will say this is a classic speed bump in immersive sims. That's why these games have quick saves. In like all of the new ones post like 2010 just have quick saves on the keyboard or even on console. It'll be like you press start and you hit L2 or whatever.
Also, some games nowadays, like modern immersive sims, will actually factor that into the difficulty options. So, for example, one of my favorite immersive sims of all time is Hitman, the World of Assassination Hitman games. Those games, they like when you play the higher difficulties, like you can play casual, you can just save your game whenever you want. Just like this game, you just save whenever you want. The other ones, it's like, oh, you get like maybe one save. Some of them, it's like you get no saves, and like also other features will be missing. And there's no wrong way to play it. That's what I love about immersive sims. There's no wrong way. You can play on easy. You can play on hard. You can save all the time. You can go in guns blazing. You basically play a whole level, run around, screw everything up, and reload your save. Like, oh, I know where everything is now.
Yeah,
or
do like I do, and this is called save scumming, but I do save scum all the time, and I'm unashamed to say it. I will open a door and I'll use a resource like a grenade or a lockpick or something like that. And if the thing on the other side isn't worthwhile, I reload my save because I'm not spending the lockpick.
Dude,
like I don't have any qualms about doing that because these resources are valuable.
Usually save scumming is something I don't 100% support depending on what kind of game it is.
I'm not talking about narrative. I don't believe in doing it narratively.
Yeah, but this game, I'm just going to say, you have to. You don't have a choice. Save scumming is something you have to do because if you just roll with it in this game...
Let's differentiate. When I say save scumming, I mean specifically to keep resources so you don't have to spend resources.
Or that, because if you spend resources, we're going to talk about it in I think it's the first mission. We're going to talk about, I had an issue, and it's just like, I got locked out of something. We'll get to that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go through the training. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to go over.
It's introducing all the conflict mechanics. It's introducing hazards, and it's introducing like your claymores. You have to watch out for trip mines.
It's teaching you how to fire a gun. It's teaching you that you can't. It's not like Half-Life. You can't just shoot what you want on the other side of the room. You have to stand there and wait. For the reticle to just shrink, which is like painfully slow.
It's very slow.
More on that later. But it's teaching you these things because you need to know what you're capable of. And you do get to kind of build your character a little bit. We'll also get to that in a second. While I'm looking at my gameplay, a couple things. I did rebind some controls, specifically the zooming key, because they were like, use left bracket to zoom. I was like,
the bracket.
Oh no, and no, thank you. So I think I just I forget what I binded it to. I think
you can use the mouse wheel, maybe.
The mouse wheel, you click the mouse wheel to activate the scope, but then the bracket is to zoom the scope. I think I changed mine to like V or something like that, something that was within a finger reach.
Right, for sure.
So you might have to do some rebinding, and the game does allow you to rebind it however you want. And they teach you how to place explosives, how to disarm explosives, kind of what you need to be on the lookout for. And even though it tells you what to be on the lookout for, you're still...
Basic problem solving. Like that last one with the robot, they don't just give you the solution. You have to figure out how to get across that body of water with this tank that's going to literally assassinate you if it sees you across the room.
Or they'll tell you, hey, this explosive device can blow up certain kinds of doors or certain dilapidated walls. So you have to remember these things because the game's not going to be like, hey, this wall can be blown up. And JC won't be like, I should probably blow up this wall. It looks like you might find someone who's like, hey, you might want to check the wall behind the warehouse if you're talking to someone that you just so happen to find. But it
does give you it like gives you the data on every door you encounter, saying here's how strong it is. Is it indestructible? Is it a level 3? Is it a level 1? If it's a level 1, you can just punch it with your fist or a crowbar and just blast it down. But like these are things that they teach you in the training segment.
Yeah. Or look, this sounds like the most basic feature you've ever heard of in your entire life. But
in 2000,
grabbing a glass bottle and throwing it. So someone's like, hey, what was that noise? I need to go check that out. I mean, we did get a little bit of that like in Metal Gear and stuff like that, but like in an immersive... Metal Gear is kind of like a simulated area, but it's not simulated in the sense it's like, hey, you've got 1,000 different ways to go about an objective. It's like you have to go to a certain point, and you kind of have to sneak and use your sneaking tools. Here, I mean, the way that they do the areas, it's like... You could play a whole level and not even have gone to, like, you might not have interacted with NPCs. You might not have been to certain rooms. You could
have skipped a whole submission.
And I'm sure I did.
Interesting.
Because the way I'm playing, I'll tell you how I'm playing it when we get to the first mission. But I think that does cover training to a certain degree. Is like they kind of give you that last one with the robot and just they make it freeform. It's like, okay, now you know everything. Figure out how you want to get across. So it's like you can...
How'd you get across?
I did a lot of different ways.
Good. This is what you want to hear.
Yeah, I ended up trying to fight the robot and blow up the robot, but I just dropped the bridge and got across. After I failed miserably and got shot by the robot and crawled to the robot and tried to get him to kill me, and I couldn't die, so I had to restart the whole thing.
Did you find the little data pad in the barrel?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I believe that's how I got across. Because you had to have the keypad thing. To get across.
I happened to I couldn't remember I've only played this game once, and it was a decade ago. There's so many details that I had forgotten. I didn't know where the heck that code was. I was running away. Running away from the tank as he was running at me, and he shot the barrels that were in between us. And I was like, "There it is!" And so, like, I laughed him around.
I'll tell you what, though,
I kited him around and found
something I never want to engage with in this game is swimming. I hate it, dude.
Sucks,
I tried. I was like, I'm just gonna jump in the water and swim across. I was like, the swimming feels terrible. But that about covers training. So let's talk Let's talk about the intro movie real fast. I gotta pull it back.
Definitely up. So I want to. The vibes of this game are just immaculate. They're so late '90s and specifically 2000. I mean, you're talking Y2K, dude. This game came out during like the Y2K
That's
craze,
crazy, man. Crazy.
The Y2 craze. And this game carries that vibe as like, as part of its marketing, honestly. But we get these...
When I compare to now, I want to go back.
It's so much simpler then, and even at that point, I was 9, but it felt like the world was ending, and now it still feels that way. So, just a really stark red meets our eyes when the game boots up, and we get a conversation between two gruff characters that we don't know yet. They don't introduce themselves. It's just two people with seeming importance.
One guy seems like he's a little bit more sinister, like someone who's not afraid to kill somebody, and the other one
like a Bond villain.
Yeah,
right?
He looks like a Bond villain, and the other guy is in a suit.
Yeah, they're talking about FEMA. They're talking about meeting with the senator. They're using language that's indicating to us that these people are like big movers and shakers. They're decision makers. But clearly these aren't like.
Yeah, no, sorry. There's a guy that they show, like a scientist. It's like the Doctor NPC model. He looks like Vince Gilligan. But continue.
Maybe that's who Vince Gilligan was based off of. So they're talking about some senator who's been infected, and it's putting in the back of our mind that there is a pandemic that's sweeping the globe. It's
wild,
I'm telling
man.
you, dude.
Wild.
It's taking people out. They're talking about, like, you know, what do we do with the vaccines? And they're like, let them get infected, let them infect the churches and the schools. Then they'll really, they'll understand how much they need us.
There's some language here to kind of suggest that this is a controlled, pandemic.
Yeah. It sounds like, well, they want it to get worse. We don't yet know the origins of what's going on here, but these people have the panacea, but they want it to get worse so that people rely on them more. This is a small tangent, but I just watched this documentary called The Alabama Solution, and it's about prisoners in Alabama. And they went on strike, and it was a very successful strike. In fact, it was too successful. And so what the administration did in retaliation is they starved them. That is what you do when you when you demand power for the people that you're trying to wrest power from.
Yeah.
You have to make them need you. You have to make them need you.
A couple of
things. And so that's what these guys are up to.
And I do have some questions, and feel free to answer these as spoiler-free as you can.
Okay.
So whenever I was watching this cutscene, keep in mind, I'm going in completely blind. So sometimes whenever you watch these older cutscenes, there's so much exposition that's given to you so fast, and it's not given to you... you're learning a lot about the world later. Like reading data cubes and kiosks and stuff like that. And so it's almost like this game, and a lot of games like this back then, it was like, it's almost better the second time through. It's I'm getting that energy just playing this game. Not only because you're going to know what's coming up and you know kind of what to cheese and where to go and whatever, but also going back and re-experiencing the scenarios, knowing the world better. And the reason I asked, when I watched this cutscene, I was like, okay, they want to control this pandemic. I assumed it was for capitalistic reasons, for money. I'm not sure who these companies are at this point.
This is a world where those differentiations are grayer than ever before.
Yeah, they're one and the same, essentially. It's like Wayland Yutani of Alien, or
Cyberpunk 2077.
Tyrell of Blade Runner. But also, I don't know if I missed something in this cutscene while they're talking about this stuff. There's like an alien dinosaur thing.
Yeah, dude.
Did I miss something? I haven't seen that since. But I'm
they say
what was that?
Well, that's a visual representation of what they're talking about. They're talking about their like organic matter research or something like that. Our research into cloning or something like that.
They're creating these things. They're like synthetic beings, right?
Yes,
they're not
that
actual.
Is an example of what they're talking about.
Okay.
But no, Brandon, I'll say this: we don't know their origins yet. Okay. So here's in response. They
look
to
like
what
aliens.
You just said,
they look like little green aliens.
Fair enough.
And I talked
did you
to
talk to Jock?
I talked to somebody. And I was like,
dude, this is you're having the right experience.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Be comfortable with the mystery because everything is going to come together.
I want to say up top because I might sound negative later. Okay. I love this world. I love the setting. I love the mood, the themes. I love everything about the music, the characters, the dialogue. I love all of it, man. I'm loving so much of it. Even though it's a little cheesy with the actual dialogue. The delivery, thank you.
For sure.
I'm still loving all of that. Like when I'm going back to HQ, or the first time I go to HQ, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm just looking around at everything. I do that a lot in games. I'm just like looking around, and I'm getting.
But this game rewards that.
I'm getting into trouble all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm reloading all the time, and I'm dying all the time.
This game, that's what this game wants you to do, because like what you'll find as you just rummage is you'll find one of those bio energy cells, just like in the bathroom.
I have
stall.
so many of those.
Yeah, like that. It's rewarding that behavior, so keep doing it because you find stuff and you will find things out about the world that if you just kind of blow through, you're going to miss.
Right.
So yeah, so be comfortable with the mystery. The game will fill the context in as you play, and you'll be, oh, that's why he said that, and it'll start to make sense as we go along.
Good.
So I actually had that in real time, which is what prompted me to send you that text earlier about where you stopped. I had that exact moment, and I'll tell you what I mean when we get there.
So yeah, let's jump into the first mission here. Liberty Island. Liberty Island.
I wanted to say, before we jump into that, the guys in that early convo, they do mention our boy JC. They just don't mention him by name. They talk about how disappointed they are in the first program for augmented humans. They're like, our first graduate or whatever.
A corporation is upset with how something turned out. Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise. They're upset with how the first one turned out, but the sequel, the follow-up, is about to be hitting the streets. So they're setting the table for what we're about to run into. They're telling us about the conflict with the resistance movement and, the plague on the streets. And this is all, again, setting the table for our first mission where we have to go in.
Before we continue, I did want to say for my character to build him, what I did was I kept the pistol on trained. I did low tech, and I did computer and electronic. No, I did electronics and lockpicking, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was like, okay, lockpicking. Of course, I'm going to want to lockpick.
Got the lockpicking.
And I was like, a pistol. I wasn't sure how the game was going to handle concealment and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm a pistol guy. I love using pistols in games. So I went with pistol, and I did low tech because I was like, okay, pistol and a knife. I know that this game is going to want me to do a lot of stealthing. I know that low tech weapons are probably going to be my best friend. So I just made some assumptions. Hopefully, I didn't build my character completely wrong.
No, that's totally fair. The game, it lets you play how you want to play. So you have you just fine toolkit there. I went lock picking, whatever the computer hacking one is called.
There's computer and there's electronics.
I think I went computer. I debated on this for a minute when I was picking.
Electronics is like what lets you bypass security systems. I'm trying to look it up again.
I may be misremembering now, but it was a decision between those two. And then I went pistol, and I think I did rifle as well.
I should have done rifle. Should have done rifle.
Yeah, I understand. My first time through, I think I went your route. And I want to say to establish the way I played the first time and how I'm playing this time.
Should have done computer. I'm looking at it. I should have done computer because it says here that a trained agent can hack ATMs, computers, and security consoles.
Okay, I did computer then.
I should have done computer and not electronics.
Yeah, I went computer, and I think for the same reason you're feeling right now after my first playthrough.
I'm playing on medium difficulty.
Same.
I just went default.
So the first time I played this, I played as... So there's an achievement on Steam for not killing anyone except someone in the main story that you have to. I played that. I did it.
Dang.
Yes,
Dude,
it was. I streamed it online. I did. It was very difficult.
I was like, congratulations, sir! I killed the first guy I saw.
There's a segment in the second mission in New York City where you get kind of boxed in, and I don't know if you played it, but we'll talk about it. That was maybe the hardest part in the game. It was so hard, and it was so early. So for this playthrough, being my second, I'm not going guns blazing, but I'm just being more... being a little more discretionary with my violence. I'm like, some people get it, some people don't. I do some stealthing for the reward of stealthing. Oftentimes stealth is the best choice. But then other times I'm not reloading a save just because I went loud. I'll keep that. But I want to see what the game has to offer, you know?
So for the sake of recording gameplay and storage and stuff like that, from an editing standpoint, what I'm doing is I'm playing the game. I'm stealthing as much as I can, and when it goes south, which it does a lot, I go kind of loud.
Fair, dude.
And I kill pretty much everybody.
Priests, nuns, children.
Like I try to save people as much as I can, but when they don't give me a choice, I'm like, well, I don't want to reload it, and I'm just gonna let it roll. So you'll see that a lot in my gameplay as you see
That's
it on screen. You'll see a lot of just kind of like mindless. I don't want to say mindless. It turns mindless whenever I have no other options, or if I run out of tools. And what'll happen is I'll run out of tools. But I'm mainly using my my stealth pistol with the scope that I bought. I'll talk about that later.
Very nice.
I'm using that to try to neutralize as many people as possible, and my brother gets really upset with me.
Yeah, dude. So
frequently.
Speaking of old Paul, they throw us onto the docks on Liberty Island to start our first mission. And when we open the game up as JC running around in full, we have these docks to explore. Did you explore the docks?
Oh yeah, I'm just kind of rummaging through garbage immediately.
Did you go underneath the dock?
No, I didn't go in the water. You know me, I don't do water.
I know, and it's creepy, dude. It's pitch black.
I ain't going to that water.
The ocean is right there. It's creepy.
Yeah, I ain't going in there.
If you do, though, there are a couple crates that are floating on the top of the water, and if you bust them, you'll get a multi-tool and a couple other little pickups. But that's even before you talk to Paul if you want. It's all right there in that little area. So Paul approaches us and he's like, "Brother, what's happening?" And so we chit-chat with Paul a little bit, and he does imply that we should be thoughtful about, you know, who we kill. Like, you don't need to go loud necessarily, JC. He's like, the stun baton's your best friend or whatever. He says something to that effect.
But he's like,
but Manderley wanted me to give you a weapon option, so I've got a bazooka that'll kill everyone, I've got a rifle that'll kill your grandma, and I've got a tranquilizer dart. Woohoo! Get the tranquilizer. He's like, buddy, you want the tranquilizer? And so what'd you pick?
I chose a sniper rifle.
Okay. I went with the crossbow. I got the trank.
I went with the sniper rifle because I noticed how hard the aiming was in training.
Yeah,
and I was like, I think this rifle is gonna be my best friend.
JC's in the corner just
gosh, man,
swaying.
JC, where'd you learn how to shoot, dog? This guy.
That's what the nanobots do to you.
Oh my gosh, the shooting. Yeah, no, you'll see in my gameplay, and I'm not embarrassed because there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I just rounded the corner. There's a bad guy sitting on a park bench. He's like, "Hey!" He gets up and starts chasing me, and like I'm trying to react to it, you know. And
yeah, this isn't a game where like it alerts you, say like you're in enemy territory. You'll just show up and enemies are there. Like you'll just, like you said, you'll just kind of walk into a neighborhood everything's chill, and then everyone's on your butt. There's no like.
And I will say that the first mission does stealth pretty good, like being able to kind of let you stealth the entire mission, so long as you take your time. But I had issues with stealth in the next mission, and I'll explain later.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that.
But that's, for the most part, what I'm doing. I'm trying to like sneak up behind people and smack them in the head with a baton or a knife.
Yeah, same.
And trying to conserve my ammo, because I noticed that the ammo has a like a magazine system. Like, it's not like ammo in reserve. It's like if you got 3 bullets and you reload, it takes the whole next mag. So I try to be conservative with the ammo as well if I can. But yeah,
I used in this mission, I only used my tranquilizer dart and the stun prod. So I was sneaking around, I would shoot people from the distance, but the unfortunate thing about the tranquilizer dart is it doesn't drop them immediately. There's about a 4-second buffer between shooting them and dropping them. So they run around like a crazed chicken after they're like, "Ha, I'm shot!" And then they run. Like they'll run to an alarm or something.
I used the wrist tranquilizer dart that I picked up from another enemy.
Sure,
and I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't need that other one for the first place." I thought maybe
you can get those weapons in other places.
And so I was using, and I did notice that sometimes I try to aim for the head with the tranquilizer dart, like old school Metal Gear style. Shoot them in the head, they trank immediately. Shoot them otherwise, they still got a little bit. But unlike Metal Gear, like you said, when these guys get shot, they start running. They're like, ah, and then everybody all of a sudden starts running after you, and it makes
Jimmy, what's wrong?
It makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah, so you have to really consider when you want to use that dart.
Yeah, and I guess I want to air out my biggest frustration playing the game right now. I'm looking over here because I'm watching gameplay as I'm talking. But my biggest complaint about stealth is this is one of those games, and I hate this, is you have to be crouching. Like, you have to crouch, and the crouch is so slow. Like, there's been points, and I'll talk about more of them later as we go on, but like I'll kind of run up a little bit and then kind of sneak. You know, that's like most games let you do. There's kind of like a radius that you want to get used to. Dude, these guys will hear you walk. Like, if you're not crouched, they will hear you in a building across the street. Like, it is crazy how much how loud your footsteps are. And that's honestly what's given me my biggest frustration in this game as a whole. And I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. If I am, please let me know. But like, if the crouch wasn't so slow, I would just be crouched all the time. But like when the guys are patrolling, they're kind of it's very simple patrols. Like, they just kind of walk and they stop. And they look around.
Well, that's what a lot of the mods that we've talked about. That's one thing that they tweak.
Yeah.
Is like enemy scripting, behavior, pathing. That
and
sort of
I'm
stuff.
starting.
You're getting the vanilla experience.
Yeah. Now look, I'm a little bit. This is on me. I said I want to go in as vanilla as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I'm starting to notice that these guys also their like cone of vision is just a laser focus straight. Like, you can be right on side of them. You can whisper in their ear, like right here. They don't even know you're there. But if they see you with their eyes from like a mile down the road, they're like, this happened to me. Like, I was in a building and like some guy at the top was like, hey, I think that's a cop over there. And like everybody starts coming after me.
Dude, it's true.
That's been my biggest frustration. And it actually got to the point where I had to walk away for a second. Like, I had to pause the game and go get a reset. I was like,
Did you lose progress?
No. Well, what happened was I'm in the combination with me saving frequently, I'm trying to like have a decent experience with the narrative portion of it.
Sure.
But I'm trying not to let the gameplay hardships I'm having affect that as well. So what will happen is I'll do some things, and then my last save might not be as frequent as as recent as I want it to be.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I'll reload. And I'm like, I just got to move forward, you know. And I'll move forward. And so that's been my biggest frustration. And it hasn't been to where like I just don't want to play it.
Oops.
But it has been where like I was like, I gotta go pause. Let's go do something else for a little bit and come back.
Wow, dude, I haven't had that experience, if I'm honest. And I didn't have that I did have that experience the first time I played, but it was self-imposed because I was playing like a lunatic.
Yeah. And the only reason like I'm getting a little bit more aggressive with my gameplay is because the hardships I'm having with the stealth. I'm like, well, maybe I should try, shooting these guys first. Which honestly, when you pull it off, works way better. Like,
killing people. It's very easy.
Like, if you sit somewhere and you see like 3 dudes and you're able to shoot them all in the head with the stealth pistol, it's like, it's crazy how you can do that and drop a bunch of enemies and then no one hears it. But then you run down the street like this, and then all of a sudden everybody in this building, like they open the door, they send dogs out, and like they're like after you, So that's been my biggest frustration. And it's only been gameplay. None of it has been anything else. But anyways,
for sure. I can understand that, dude. I mean, you're talking about a game that like it got licensed to drink 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, it's old.
It's old and it's complex.
And the bad guys are also mad accurate. By the way, and you're so squishy. You're so squishy, dude. You get shot. Like, I'm not even kidding, dude. There's times where the guy, he'll be, hey, I'll get shot once. I'm like, okay, reloading. Like, I know I'm not gonna win in a firefight.
I don't try to spend much time at all in like ongoing firefights. I had one in this playthrough, which we'll get to, because of those issues. Like, JC Denton isn't intended to be Master Chief. He's he's more of a Solid Snake equivalent
he's freaking, I can't remember his name. He's Harrison Ford from Blade Runner.
Yeah, Slade. No, yeah, you're right though. I mean, he's got like good tools and stuff, but it's all supposed to be like this is special agent work, not one-man army work. You know, like the intention in my mind is that you go in here and you solve these things intelligently because you're the greatest agent in the world. And sometimes that means you cap someone loudly, but you should be using all of your tools, I think, to the extent that you can.
Yeah.
But I hope you get it figured out. You get into a groove with this game because I've been playing, and again, it's my second full time, but I've got all the same experience because we're running the same exact game, and I'm not having any issues. So it's just experience.
Yeah, oh no, no, 100% is me. It's 100% me.
You'll find the groove and you find the boundaries of like what the game is expecting, and then you can within that space you can know where to step and like what you can pull off.
From what I've gathered playing in this play session, and I'll stop after this because I'm holding this up. Is that this game? I feel like they shouldn't even have an option to build your character for just Rambo moves. Like I feel like I won't say Rambo because Rambo does use stealth, but at least in Rambo 1 he does. Like I feel like they shouldn't even give you the option to build your character for like guns blazing. I feel like, but the way the story is with the character, I feel like it needs to. And maybe they remedied this in some of the sequels, because I did play one of these. Was it Mankind Divided or
Human Revolution? I think
Human Revolution on PS3.
360.
Yeah. I played that. And I remember playing that, and same thing. I didn't feel like a gun-toting massacre guy, like Gears of War guy with a chainsaw gun. I felt like kind of like a cyber ninja a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like because the gameplay lends itself so much to that, like I just don't know why you would want to choose the other options, but I feel like they wasted their time even developing those options, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, if you put all of your upgrade points in like, you know, pistols and rifles at the beginning of the game, you could start out with a pretty decent kit that works well, because in the training, the dude upgrades your skill to master level. Remember, for just one shot.
Yeah.
He's like, I want you to feel the difference between untrained and master. And master, like, you could pull a no-scope headshots 360 all day. It's like, it's honed in and it's fast and it's super accurate. So, like, if you wanted to invest in that, you could get it to where the gun combat is, like, really responsive and quick. But I wouldn't want to play this game like that unless it was my fifth playthrough.
Also, a lot of my gameplay you're gonna see. I just gotta preface all this because I'm almost a little embarrassed by it. It's just me. I am just goofing with a lot of mechanics. Like I just picked up a TNT box and chunked it at a guy, and he's turned into a bunch of chunks. Like I'm playing with all kinds of different tools.
No, that's good. I like, you need to be bumping into the wall to see where the boundaries are.
Yeah, I'm just throwing something until it sticks. But yeah,
because then you'll really learn, you know, what the kit is that they're giving you.
Yeah. So let's talk about the mission a little bit. What I ended up doing was I stacked up some crates and climbed up to the upper levels of the Statue of Liberty. This is one of those things I'm not looking up to see if that was the only option. I'm trusting that this game is probably like, oh, there was like 4 other things you probably could have done.
Yeah, there were different ways.
And I'm not trying to find all of them. I'm just trying to play through.
You're trying to get the job done.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the best way to play.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to do it optimally either. I'm just trying to observe the details I'm given with the data I'm collecting, which I'm probably missing data. By talking to NPCs or reading things, finding security codes or whatever. And then I just kind of worked my way up the Statue of Liberty, taking out these enemies in like I said, a variety of ways, throwing TNT crates, shooting guns, whacking them in the back of the head, stabbing them, whatever. And then I found my way, I think I went to the highest point first. And the bad thing about some of these old games, you see a lot like in Half-Life 1 as well. Some of these corridors, they're like...
exactly the same.
It's a maze. It's a maze when you get in these places. You get lost.
It's like the back rooms. They built games out of the back rooms in 2000.
They purposely put like enemies around these corners. It's like, okay, I'm got to reload here. And I just worked my way up, taking enemies out as best as I could, collecting as many different wide varieties of items to use, crossbows, flamethrowers, whatever.
Well, dude, the first time you played Oblivion, didn't you pick up everything?
Yeah,
you didn't know,
no.
I'll take a leek.
Yeah.
I'll take this leek.
I had like
some
18 Mythic
ash.
Dawn robes, I had all kinds of rat meat that I found out later, all that was useless.
Butterflies, all kinds of random crap you don't need. But that's you bump into these walls and you find out what shakes that like matters to you.
Yeah.
And so it's good. You should be picking everything up. Like I'm having the same experience. I just got Marathon. And it's like, all right, I'm consciously knowing, like, I don't know what it matters, so give me all of it.
Yeah, like when I play Skyrim, because I've played Skyrim for so many hours, it's like, I know exactly what to run past and what not to mess with.
Exactly.
And I know the outcomes and everything.
Well, let me ask you about Liberty Statue Bell thing before we get into. Did you find the severed head of the Statue of Liberty?
Yes, I did.
And you got the little call with young Simon or whatever the kid's name is, and he's like, "It's a shame, isn't it?" The French said they wanted to take it back, so
That's a while.
Well, that's the story they tell. The thing about this game is that you don't know if the accepting narrative is what actually happened or not. So the story they're giving to you is that the French did it because they didn't think we deserved it anymore. But it's like we have.
What is truth? What is truth?
Dude, yes, that's what this game is. And in Y2K, that was a big theme for sure. So did you also, one other thing, did you do the secondary mission in this area? Which was in the pause menu, like they tell you all about it.
I didn't. I picked it up and I went to go do it. I think I just, in between my saves, my reloads, I must have forgot. Because when I finished the area, they're like, oh yeah, some of the troops, they got this guy, so they get the reward, not you. And I was like,
oh man. So it's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. It's an important character to the story that you would have gotten to meet for the first time. And he's like, all of these like named NPCs at UNATCO who have old tech and they're like pick on you for your new stuff, your nanotech. It's one of those. It's the big muscle dude with the crazy eyes.
Hans?
Hans, yeah.
Hans? It was Hans? Oh man.
So, UNATCO was like, guys, pull back. We need to rethink our operation. And he's like, F you, I'm running in. And so he goes in and gets captured.
I was gonna say, I figured Hans could handle himself.
No, he goofed around and got trapped.
Oh, no.
They locked him behind a door. You have to sneak in through the back. Like there's like security.
Is that on the upper levels of the Statue of Liberty, or is that?
It's the ground floor.
Oh, see.
Did you go through the lobby with like the big staircase that wrapped around? Okay.
No, I didn't.
That's where he was.
I went up the containers, and by the time I got to the top, I was like in that spirally kind of corridor going up, and so I didn't want to fight the guys going back down. So I just continued going up to the top, and I found the scientist guy at the top. I'll just say I'm gonna pull up his text to see what he was saying because I can't remember.
It was a whole like going to rescue Hans it's a secondary mission, so it has there's a corridor, a room off of that lobby on the ground floor with all the security and like maybe 3 or 4 guards kind of patrolling the area, maybe 5. I took them all out stealthily. Everyone was non-lethal. I prodded. I didn't do everyone. I prodded this guy, skipped past this guy, and I was able to sneak around using an HVAC vent. And through some hacking and various means, I rescued Hans, and of course, he was like, "Let me help with the fight. Give me a gun." And I'm like, "Back up! I don't have a gun."
I think when I left, I went back down. I went through the lobby to get out.
Yeah.
And I must have just walked right out. But at that point, I think the soldiers had everything under control. So I probably
he would have already been.
I probably already missed out on that opportunity anyway.
Yeah. So I did the same as you. I got into the Statue of Liberty by climbing the containers. So when I got to that middle point, I went down and rescued Hans and then went back up. But I knew that talking to the dude at the top, being that it was the primary mission, I knew that it was going to potentially like consequence me out of my secondary mission. So I went down and I got the guy out, and then I went and did the primary.
That reminds me.
Going forward, try to do the secondary first.
Yeah, no, I did do a secondary because of that. Because I learned a lesson, there was a secondary I did later. But it reminds me of that time, I forget the dude's name, in Cyberpunk you could save him or not, but the game doesn't tell you.
The Japanese guy?
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah,
the game never tells you that you can save him. I remember being so mad because I like that character.
I almost missed it when I played that sequence. I almost jumped through. It's like maybe you have to fall through the hole in the floor, and like that's kind of the point.
You have to
return.
like turn around. You have to go to an area that you wouldn't think to go to because like a building's falling apart or something like that. Yes. You gotta go save him. Yeah,
dude, I almost crossed the threshold. That was the point of no return to saving that guy, and I was like, I should just go check.
Yeah.
And I went, and it was like, oh wait, and I found the guy. It was insane.
Yeah, there's no like usually in that game they'll tell you in the little quest thing, it'll say optional, go save this person. Takamura, I think his name is. Yeah. And I remember it didn't give me that, and I was talking to a friend of the show, Jacob, and he's like, dude, did you save Takamura? I was like, what? Are you serious? But yeah, let's talk about the NSF terrorist leader at the top of the Statue of Liberty.
That's right.
He says, don't shoot, I surrender. And JC Denton says, so you think you know better than FEMA what to do with this month's ambrosia shipment?
That's a good response.
And then NSF terrorist leader says, you're too late. It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it. And sorry, I'm reading it as it goes. I said, let's see.
Oh yeah, you get a dialogue.
I said,
choice.
Tell me about the shipment, and I'll order the troops to pick you up as a prisoner instead of a corpse. Now, right. I don't mind killing foot soldiers, but I know these VIPs, we gotta take them alive.
And I will say, did you talk to any of the rabble around the Statue of Liberty? Not the soldiers. Like, there's the guy that's like a. Oh shoot! What is his importance? Maybe he's an arms dealer, not the soldier, but a different dude. Anyway, we're told by Paul, hey, go meet up with this dude. He's just some strange weirdo. And he's got a lady with him. They're in like a fishing shack. Did you talk to these people?
I don't think I did that, no.
I can't remember their name. But anyway, you go talk to the guy, and he's an arms dealer. And he's like, hey, here's...
Maybe I did. Did I buy something from him?
Well, there's also a soldier outside UNATCO who sells weapons.
I think that, maybe it's him. I bought a scope for my pistol from somebody.
Okay. It might have been him. But this arms dealer isn't there to be a merchant. He's there to tell you about the dude that you capture. And the point I wanted to make is that guy was like, hey, don't shoot this guy, don't harm him, he's not a soldier, he'll go with you as soon as he sees you. So he like tells you straight up, he's like, when you get to the top of the Statue of Liberty, he's a good dude, just arrest him, don't kill him, and also he's my only contact to the NSF and I need a job, so don't kill him.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, that's usually how I go, is like, foot soldiers, whatever, but there's certain VIPs you want to take them alive.
For sure.
But the terrorist leader says, oh, we're just giving ordinary people the same chance to survive as the bureaucrats in Washington. And this is immediately where I'm like, these terrorists, are they like Avalanche from Final Fantasy VII?
Dude, I know.
Am I the bad guy? Am I the enemy?
We're the dudes in the suits in those games. What are they called? The special class of soldier that you have a homosexual relationship with on. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
The guys in the suits. They're like special agents. And that's who JC Denton
is. Oh, the
in
Turks
this
from
story.
Final Fantasy VII you're talking about?
The Turks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this game.
I wanted to call them like wyverns or something.
The Turks. No, yeah, that's kind of how I felt because I played Final Fantasy VII forever ago and have played it so frequently. I was like, wow, these guys, are they like Avalanche? And I'm being sent in to stop them, and they're doing something that's morally correct, and they're being framed. Yeah. And he says, I think the government made the plague on purpose to get rid of population growth. And that's kind of where he leaves it. He's like, he just stands there, and then our hacker guy, Alex Jacobson, he's like, oh, well done. Report back to base on the west side of the island. which is very important to listen to when people tell you where to go, because there are no map markers. There is no map. You need, if someone says, now luckily you can hit the F1 button, not the tab button, push the F1 button. You can check your goals and will tell you, hey, it's on the west side or east side, south side, whatever. It's very helpful because you do have a compass. There's no interactive map.
You do get maps.
They have maps, but they're not like interactive.
That's right. It's not a digital map. It's like a physical paper, like a piece of paper.
It's so funny because you're playing as JC Denton, all these augmentations. He's looking at like a brochure.
He's got one of those little compasses.
You are here. He's like, I should go down to the gift shop.
Oh man, yeah. So the map is really, really high tier.
And probably most importantly, I found this little augmentation canister on it was sitting there on the desk, shining like those jade statues
over his shoulder.
And I was like, "What is that thing?" The whole time this guy's telling me important stuff, I'm like, "What is that thing?" And I picked it up, and it was like, "Oh, it gives you more powers." I was like, "Oh God, I need this!" And so I took it. And the first one we get is like a muscle strength enhancement. And you get to take it back, and you get to augment yourself further using the med bots. And you meet back up with Paul, and I think
he's at UNATCO HQ, and he gives you a brief kind of review of how you did.
Oh yeah.
So what did he say to you?
Let me see what he says.
So all the conversation about the current moment is about how they have limited vaccines and how people are dying. And Paul is aware of that. In fact, he says, Manderley will brief us shortly. UNATCO makes sure the limited supply of vaccine gets to government agencies and key industries. He says that without judgment. He's not making like a claim that's good or bad. He's just saying that's what's happening. And I think that's important because he's not... Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really say anything. He just says, well, you need to pace yourself because you killed a lot of people tonight.
That's right.
I was like, what do you want me to do? I gotta kill them all, man. I don't have enough stun charges to get all these guys.
So, for my mission, when I did the Statue of Liberty, I didn't kill anyone. I didn't kill any NSF. I used stun prod and vaccine darts, no trank darts.
If I hit somebody, like if I knocked them out with like a regular baton, does that count as a kill or is that a knockout?
I'm not sure. I think it might count as a kill, but I'm not sure.
Because I was using that primarily, and then I was like, I was having issues because sometimes when I feel like there's a sweet spot you gotta hit them. It's like right above their butt, like because I've hit them in the head and it doesn't knock them out. And I'm like, what the heck? And then I hit them like right in the middle of the back, and then they knock out. And
Achilles lumbar.
I was reading some of the stats on some of the weapons. I was like, well, the knife has a little bit more damage, so maybe I'll just use the knife. And I was like, I'm gonna be killing these guys. So
clearly they're murdered.
But like, I was just having some struggles with the combat, so I was just doing what worked, you know.
Yeah, I think non-lethal is a resource heavy gameplay style in this game. I'm pretty sure you have to use stun rod batteries or tranquilizer.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's why I did low tech. I was trying to think ahead. I was like, well, I don't need any ammo for a knife. That's my thought process.
This is something that like in Human Revolution, the one that you played at, which I think is maybe the best Deus Ex game ever made.
Really?
I love Human Revolution. It's so good. But they solve this problem. Like they give you the ability to knock out enemies without having to spend resources.
Yeah, you can melee them, right?
It doesn't make much sense to be like a super special agent.
Yeah,
and
you
not
had
be
like
able
the
to knock
things that
someone
flip
out.
up from your elbow and you'd hit them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I played that game, and I never finished it. But
dude, I love Human Revolution. I haven't played it in a long time, but I remember when anyway, we'll talk about it later. But this conversation with Paul is important.
Yeah, and he we were like, we didn't know that UNATCO controls the distribution of the ambrosia. Now, ambrosia, explain to me. So, ambrosia is the like cure to
That's the vaccine.
The gray death.
That's right.
Okay, just want to make sure.
And people are turning gray. They're like their skin is just
everybody's
disgusting.
turning into you. Their heads are like morphing into your face.
God, what a hellscape. But in my conversation with Paul, he patted me on the back because he was like, "Well done, you managed to get everyone out of there without rivers of blood."
I don't like Paul.
Oh, now that's interesting. Throw down the gauntlet.
He's all right. He's all right. Like,
is it because he judged you a little for your performance?
Yeah, I'm like, brother, the job got done. I rescued the guy.
I won't kill you because you're my brother, but
I rescued the guy. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get to go into the UNATCO HQ. I got to explore around. I installed that augmentation canister, and I was looking at the abilities you can get. I was like, I need to make sure I don't miss a single one of these, and hopefully I don't.
Yeah.
Because they seem like absolute game changers. And I got one later that I'll talk about.
For sure.
And then we get to go to our desk. We get to meet all the characters and stuff. We meet Hans and the lady. What's her name?
Navarro,
I think. And they're like, man, those guys are augmented up. Like they.
So those are the old tech augments. JC and Paul are the first generation nanotech augmented humans. So that's where a lot of the weird
so you don't look as
conflict comes in.
Yeah, you don't have all the like lines, like the cyberpunk
the mechanical
lines. Yeah,
exactly. All of your stuff it's far more subtle. You can see it a little on JC. His eyes are weird. He's got some stuff in his hands.
Yeah, it's very subtle above his head and like behind the ears. Yeah.
But he blends in with the crowd much more easily than Hans or
kind of maybe a little bit of Blade Runner influence there with the synthetics and how to tell them from normal humans with the like the test and all that. I love Blade Runner.
Definitely so.
And that's kind of how I wanted to play this game. Was I wanted to be like a Blade Runner. I wanted to have the pistol and like some very minor hacking and lockpicking. Yeah, and that's kind of how I wanted to do. But yeah, we explore UNATCO. I was fiddling around here for a while. You meet all the people like that you've been talking to on the radio, like the hacker guy,
Jaime Reyes or whatever. Jamie.
I went to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, me too. Of course.
I went to the bathroom. Dude, I love like in Half-Life 1 they like you blow up the casserole in the microwave and the guy just immediately is like, who did that, and they make a very subtle reference to it in Half-Life 2 episode 2 with Dr. Magnuson like however many years later. But like I wasn't expecting, so you go to meet with Manderley right after we fiddle around in here, like you go to the med bay and you go to the gun spot, which I'm gonna try to buy some guns. Or can you buy lockpicks? I need lockpicks. That's what I need.
For sure. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I might do like a slight Google just to get my guy equipped.
Fair enough.
I just don't want to walk out there without the stuff I'm built for. And we talked to Manderley. What's he say?
So
my vision is augmented.
Manderley gives us our report on how we did. Paul is in there when we meet up.
Yeah, that's right. Paul's in there, and he's talking about the NSF are resisting deployed forces and getting pushed back. And at this point, I feel conflicted because of my conversation I had with that terrorist leader and those feelings of me being a bad guy. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just listening, but I'm not buying into any of it as a player. I'm not sure if that's the right mindset or not. I guess we'll figure.
No, I think you should hold on to that skepticism. It'll serve you well.
Because he gives me a little bonus to get 1,000 credits to go spend, and then he's like, he says the bonus for rescuing Agent Herman. Not Hans. Is it Hans Herman?
Oh, Herman.
Herman goes to one of the troopers, though. I was like, I didn't realize this.
That's
at that point, I didn't realize that Herman, that was his name. I knew him from training, because he was in the training.
Yeah. That's right.
And then he's also like, by the way, JC, stay out of the ladies' restroom. That kind of activity embarrasses the agency more than it does you. I was like,
I love that.
I was like, I wasn't expecting him to bring up the fact that I was running around in every room.
She tells you when you walk in there that she's gonna tell. She's like, I'm telling Manderley what you did.
Oh, man. She's like, what are you waiting for, a show? And I was like, my vision is augmented.
So that's perfect. Now that you know that if you wait around, they'll drop more lines. there's a really interesting interaction you can have later in the game. And if you just hang around, the person can't stop vomiting out of their mouth, and they tell you some things that are insightful.
Oh yeah, so
I'll tell you when it's time.
They tell us that we need to get down to the boat. We're going to Hell's Kitchen. And
yes, before we move on, I'm reading all the documents, data pads, like I'm trying to ingratiate myself into this world so I can understand what's happening. And it's just, again, the overlaps with kind of real life stuff are just really depressing, but they're there. And This game is 26 years old, so it was telling the science fiction story that it's just unnecessarily timely. But one thing that they talked about in this very specific book, and again, this game was 2000, written, they probably got the writing done in 1999-ish region. This book that I pick up, it's like in progress. You start it with an ellipses, like they give you one little segment of a book to read anytime you read a Skyrim book or whatever. And the segment that I'm reading is about a French resistance force. I guess maybe the one involved in the Statue of Liberty's head. I don't know. And they talk about how they were, like the methods that they used to proliferate their propaganda, which is what UNATCO refers to it as. And they talk about engaging in a meme war, M-E-M-E, meme war. And I was like, whoa, that word hadn't hit the cultural zeitgeist yet, meme. That wasn't a word that was just being utilized in everyday kind of conversation in 1999 or 2000.
No, not at all.
Like meme, it's an old word, or it's not that old. It was coined by Richard Dawkins in the 70s, and it was used to describe what's called like a mind virus, like this kind of like a social contagion, an idea that spreads that has really maybe some truth value, no truth value. The truthfulness of it has nothing to say about how viral these ideas are. Like kind of like it's like a what do they call the Mandela effect? Or the Mandela effect, where like everyone thinks Berenstain Bears is spelled a certain way that it's not.
Or Fruit of the Loom, cornucopia, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Those are examples of memes, like these mind viruses. It's not they're not biological, they're social, they're psychological, and they kind of flow throughout humanity through interactions with each other. This is a concept we've become aware of through the silliness of what memes became as jokes online. And like calling memes what they are online is a good use of the term in the Dawkins way. But I don't know. Reading that about how the French resistance force was getting their propaganda out there on their version of the internet, engaging in meme warfare, was just mind-blowing. Like, this is a topic of conversation that people have become awoken to over the past decade-ish. But they were talking about this concept super, super early, and obviously I was a child when the game came out, so I don't know how much that conversation was happening, online or whatever at the time. But clearly the people who were writing it, that's one thing that I wanted to like give credit to them for, and credit to, I guess, game developers generally. They stay in tune with what's going on way more than we give them credit for. And they're aware of stuff that
something
is hauntingly real.
Something I've learned is that the nerds were always ahead of the curve, man, with everything. And now everything that the nerds liked, people like because we liked it before it was popular to like it.
It was pop culture.
Now it's just straight up pop culture. Let's talk about the Hell's Kitchen mission. Let's speed up a little bit. We are running a little longer than I thought we would be, but it's a lot of good conversation though.
Yeah, for sure, we're good. So we get sent out with Navarra.
Yeah, she's got an assault rifle, and that's the first thing I looked at. I was like, maybe I should have an assault rifle. So I thought about it. I immediately was like, if I see one of those, I'm going to take them. I immediately was pissed because I talked to the first little kid on the pier, and he was like, I'm hungry, I need food, do you have any? I just ate all my food before I left. I ate all of my food. Bars. I ate it all before I got on the boat. I ate it all. And I was like, maybe I can find you somewhere around here. There's no food in this level. There's no food.
They would have found it already.
There's no food. And I was like, scavenged. Let me guess, like this kid, he's like, if you give him the food, he's like, oh yeah, because there is a secret. I ended up coming out of it from the inside. There's a secret entrance. Does he let you in there?
Yeah, he does.
Oh my god, I knew it.
He gives you the code to the keypad. Like
he
knows everything.
I didn't even think twice to check the thing because I was like, oh, it's a vending machine. And I was like, well, I don't have any food to give him anyway. And so I ended up coming out of that, and I saw that kid again. I was like, that kid, he was going to let me in here, wasn't he? And if he would have, I would have got the mission done so much faster.
Yeah, dude, it's look, this is one of those things. I wasn't expecting this. Like, I didn't go into this engagement with candy in my inventory to give to the child. I just happened to have it because I hadn't eaten it yet. So when I came across the kid, I had like 2 or 3, and I just like, okay, great. When I came across the kid, I was like, yeah, I got a candy bar for you. Here you go.
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, thanks, mister. Anyway, if you need to get in there, the vending machine, there's a code, 8143, whatever, it's all yours.
That's wild.
So I gave him the candy, and I got in that way. So what was your experience like? Did you go in through the front?
I ended up getting to the barricade where the, forget about this. I forgot. I went to the barricade where the soldiers are, right? Like, pretty much the front entrance. And I found some gas grenades. I was like, I'll just toss the gas grenades in there, and I'll shoot.
NPCs.
Dude, I charged the grenade throws are very, very clumsy in this game. I charged it to throw it.
They suck.
Dude, I cannot make this up. I didn't realize that the soldiers were going to come out from behind me for the barricade, and when I threw it hit his helmet. It went boom, and he fell over on the ground, and the gas blew up over all of us, and it killed us.
Man.
Like, dude, it has been like moment after moment like that for me. You can't help but like think it's hilarious.
That's so
dude,
good.
Him hitting him in the head with the grenade killed him.
Oh, dude, you could throw grenades through doors.
Dude, Tyler, I've hit people in the head with a baton in stealth, and it didn't kill them.
Dude, that's good.
Boom, it was like Colonel Sanders from Waterboy, like, and he just fell over.
That's so good, dude. Later on in the game, I was trying to breach a door, so I was gonna throw a grenade at it to blow it up. Hitting the door with the grenade toss crumbled it. And the grenade went through the door and blew up in the hallway outside. That's wild.
I had another experience where, like, the doors don't all act the same. I had a door that opened on a hinge, and I went to go blow up a safe on the other side of the door, and when I went to do it, the door shut back, and I just latched the lamb onto the door, and I was like, and it was like, beep, beep, beep. I ran out of the way, and it blew up, but it didn't blow up the safe on the other side I was trying to blow up. And so I had to save your game as much as you possibly can.
That's the simulation element. They make doors out of different materials and stuff. So, like, things can go weird.
Yeah, I think I ended up just stealthing and shooting my way kind of through this area until you get to, like, the trap door that leads to the underside. And this is where I learned that the computer skills, I should have got the computer skills, not the electronic skills, because there's like a little door that opens up, and it basically would get you the security access to this entire little facility. There's security cameras and turrets all over the place, and there's bad guys all over the place. I ended up.
Are you talking about it's like a not canal, like
yes,
drainage kind of area.
Yeah. And so what I ended up doing, it's hard for me to answer whenever you ask me how I did it. It's hard for me to answer because I ended up doing it like 7 different ways, and I'll get to a certain point. I ended up I only had like a couple lockpicks, like 1 or 2 lockpicks, and I used one to pick the lock that gets you into the door with the computer. And after a lot of trial and error with this area, there's a chain link fence when you go down. And there is, I just picked the lock on the chain link fence and finished the mission and just walked right back out. That was it.
So you found the ambrosia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
I just opened the lock. I just opened but keep in mind, I went and I was lockpicking different. I only had the one lockpick, so I would reload and go pick all the different ones.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, where's this one go? Turns out, if I would have just gone straight from the trapdoor down the one set of stairs, take out the one guy that's right there, or wait for him to walk away, pick the lock, walk in, and it's like, oh, here's the ambrosia. That's it. And you just walk out. I was like, are you kidding me?
There's always another path in these games. So I'll tell you my experience. I went in. I went in through the back way because the candy kid showed me how. Snuck past some cyber security, so I had to avoid like turrets and eyeball cameras and stuff like that. But it puts you into the facility where the ambrosia is.
Oh, really?
So like you just have to get to the right room.
Yeah.
And then so here. My experience was like I found it and then I went out the front door.
Oh.
So what I found was like I went up the stairs into the building and I opened a door and there's like, hey, I'm a trapped kid, help me. Because you find like prisoners or like hostages, I guess. And the kid's like, I was just looking for some food and these guys told me to come with them and now I'm trapped here. And I'm like, don't worry about it, kid, I'll let you out. And I opened the door to the next room and there are NSF agents shooting because everyone, I triggered the like raid response that you killed somebody with your grenade throw. So I'm like standing with the NSF guys as the dudes are coming in to kill them. Already having found the ambrosia.
This was the area where my stealth frustrations were starting because I would open up a door and then I would hear somebody running all the way from the other side of the facility. And they would come and find me in the room that I was like, how did they even see or hear me?
Wow.
It was like, that was the kind of things that were really frustrating me. And honestly, like kind of wonky mechanics aside, that's really my biggest frustration. And
for sure.
We'll talk about something in a minute that's got me excited.
That is the weakest part of the game, and I think that's what modders. That's why they want to.
Yeah, it's such a vital.
It's
such a vital. Portion of the game that's really the tough thing. I mean, I was learning all kinds of different things. I used a hacking tool on the alarm thing. You
can use it on everything, and like I love that tool.
I used it and set the alarm off, and I was like, okay, well, don't do that. Like I'm learning all kinds of different stuff.
This game should be approached the same way that you approach. Look, I'm sorry for the reference. It's just it's the cultural touch point. The same way you approach like a Breath of the Wild. Like weird things can happen when you do different stuff. Yeah. So it's worth experimenting to see what works.
I'm figuring all that out. So I got the ambrosia when we come back out, and Agent Navarro's like, hey, there's a hostage situation in like the subway tunnel or whatever.
This is a weird one.
This is a weird one. So I had a lot of weird like kind of like pathing glitches, like enemies just running into barriers and like when we first saw Navarre, she was stuck in a bush. She just couldn't move. Like
fair.
I'm having the same kind of issue with enemies, but we cleared out this like barricade, it looks like. And that's when I grabbed all these I grabbed a bunch of different guns and ammo and stuff just to use them. And
I thought you were gonna say candy.
I see a bunch of dudes down. I was like, okay, I'm not going down there. There's like 5 guys down there. I was like, there's got to be a vent or something. Found the vent.
You found the subway station, like the honest way.
Yes, but I ended up
because the front door is barricaded with booby traps. They've got lasers and dudes with guns.
Yeah, and I ended up going into the vents and throwing the EMP, trying to the EMP grenade. I'm not sure what I was supposed to do with it.
Well, these are just dudes you're fighting. Keep in mind, they're just regular guys with guns.
Yeah, well, she said I need to disarm the booby traps with the EMP grenade.
Yeah,
and so I saw the lasers. And so 17 wonky grenade throws and reloads later, I threw it in there to disarm the lasers. But what was happening a lot, dude, I'm talking, I would open up the vent and someone would be like, hey, look, a cop. They would run that way and they activate the laser and blow up the whole, they all would die. Like,
yeah, because all the TNT boxes
it happened so many times. So I just eventually got to the point where I was just shooting all of them from a combination of overhead and under the vent. until I just killed them all, and then
Yeah.
we got in the subway and we rode to Hell's Kitchen or the warehouse district.
Sometimes you gotta pinch this game's nipple. You gotta tickle it a little bit. You gotta blow in its ear to get it to work just right.
But you see, the thing about it was I wasn't as frustrated with this part because I understood why it was happening.
Sure.
But
yeah,
it's whenever I can't figure it out, I'm like, how are they hearing me from across the way or from across the level?
Dude, I can't wait to see how you approach some of the later game stuff with the knowledge that you've built up going forward.
I'm genuinely terrified on one hand, but on the other hand, I am dedicated to getting better.
Yeah, you'll have like tools, and you'll know what you're capable of, like what's possible. I got a fly bothering me right now. So my approach to this was basically the same as far as getting inside. I went down the long ladder that you happen to find, because you go with the UNATCO forces into this NSF region. They kill a bunch of dudes. Like, they just start slaughtering NSF agents. And you can talk to civilians that are scattered through these homes. And they'll tell you, like, hey, there's a back way. You got to go around the house. There's a hatch on the ground. You can get down there. So that's how I got down there. I crawled the long ladder.
That's what I did as well.
And I managed to get to the hostages, because when you crawl the long ladder, there's a long tube that you can go down with different access points, like 3 different access points. At the very last one, you can kind of go to the very end of the room and crawl behind everyone to get to the hostages. And if you manage to do so, you can have a unique interaction with them where like you're whispering like, hey, when I open the door, you got to run out real quick, all right? Don't fuck around. And so they're like, all right, thank you so much. Thank you for rescuing. Meanwhile, there are guards walking. You're just like in secret, like in the corner of the room, like this is crazy. So then you go open the door and they don't do anything. They just like, they're just looking at you.
They don't get on?
No! At least they did. I don't know if I messed something up, but like I went over to the pad and I and opened the doors, and they just stand there. I don't know if the hostages need
was
to
have. Was that a glitch or?
I have no clue. So I
see. That's frustrating. Like,
yeah, it was. I have no idea what happened.
Because that sounds awesome. Like, if they just would have got on, and you're like, hey, let's all get on the train, let's go. That would have been optimal. That
was what I was going for. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe I messed something up, or maybe I missed something. I don't know. But yeah, I snuck to the hostages without anyone seeing me, and I managed to get the door open without anyone seeing me, and nothing happened. So I ended up killing all the guards. I just shot them because I was like, I don't know what's going on, so I'll just kill everyone. And then I talked to the hostages.
I had the same dialogue.
Like, great, let's go.
I had the same dialogue where it said, hey, when I open up the doors, be ready to run on. But I had already killed everybody.
Really?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm not sure what's going on there then. Yeah, I don't know. I had the exact same experience, but that was prior to ever drawing a gun.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, once you do, you save the hostages, and I'm assuming you saved everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna not save them, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you get on the train, and you get out in New York City.
Yeah, well, Paul meets us. And
Paul meets us at the top of the stairs. Because he's the other part of this mission.
He's basically, hey, you're taking over because I've got my team ready to raid the warehouse because there's an EMP generator. Like we got to blow up a generator, but we got to figure out where it is. He says your primary objective will be to locate and disable its power source, which is probably an industrial-sized generator in some kind of warehouse. And so this is what's really cool. I like it whenever... he says, I ordered civilians to take cover a block south of here, a free clinic, which I went to, and I was horrified when I went in there. I immediately left. Yeah. It looks like how you think
it's nasty.
I didn't like it. And at the Underworld Tavern down the corner. So he names a couple places that you might want to go look at. I went to the tavern.
Did you go in the front or the back?
I went in the front.
Okay.
I did go through the backside, and I think I saw the spot you were mentioning earlier with like these 3 dudes about to jump this one guy, like at a basketball court.
No. Are you talking about? No. So what I was talking about was in the apartment building.
Okay, so that's another thing. I think I actually went to the apartment building first, just because I was roaming, and they were like, "Hey, we need help. And I was like, okay. And I went in there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to the
the owner, yeah.
The owner, and I was like, I was suspicious because I was like, why is he so frank, you know?
Yeah.
And I was able to deduce that there was going to be a bad guy on the other side of the corner. At that point, I think I found a shotgun.
Yeah, so you're told by various NPCs, I'm not sure who says it first, that the apartment building is under siege by NSF, and you go in and it's quiet. If you go in through the front door, it's quiet, there's nothing going on, but that's when you figure out, through talking with the owner, that that not all is well in this apartment building.
I ended up taking all them out, and he said his daughter was in trouble. That was the side quest that I went to go do. I can't remember in which order I did it, but I went to go do the side quest, and I was trying to be as like charisma style as possible because it's like drug dealer guy, like she's bad off on drugs, all this stuff, and he's basically like trying. I tried to buy her because he's her pimp.
Yeah, me too.
He's her pimp. I tried to buy her, and it wasn't working out. And eventually, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take your money, go, use a different girl, something like that." And I was like, "Whatever." I took out my shotgun and I just blew him away.
That's so interesting.
Probably shouldn't have done that because she's like, "Oh no, you just opened up a can of worms. JoJo's gonna be mad. He's got his underground tunnels and stuff, and blah blah blah." I was like, "Underground tunnels? I could use those to get to the warehouse district and all this stuff," which I didn't do. I ended up going.
Oh, interesting.
I ended up going a different way.
The rooftops.
I did go rooftops. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about a couple things.
There was a battle in the park next to the hotel.
Yes.
I sat and watched. I just sat and watched it. They all died.
Yeah.
Except, the UNATCO, is it UNATCO that was out there?
Yeah.
And the NSF, that's the other one. They were fighting each other. I was like, okay. And then they're all dead. They're like, hey, JC, you're free to have these grenades or whatever. He's like, your brother was supposed to use these grenades. They're like non-lethal, like gas grenades or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, I didn't want them. So I was like, not that I wanted them to use them, but I was like, I don't want them. So I told him, I was like, yeah, you can keep them. I mean, it's best pride for riot people to be non-lethal anyway. And they were like, oh, you're just like your brother. You're just like your brother. I was like, no, I'm not telling you to use them. I don't want them because I don't want to use them. And then
I'm not gay, you are.
And then I went to the battlefield and was like, just taking everything. I've got assault rifles and shotguns. I got ammo, dude.
Dude, you can load yourself up there.
Yeah.
So did you go when you talk to Paul? He gives you some points and people of interest to go touch base with when you go out into Hell's Kitchen. Did you go to his apartment in the apartment building?
Paul's?
Yes.
I went to a lot of different rooms, but I don't know if I went directly into it. Maybe I did. I can't remember.
His room had there was a secret panel behind a painting, and you punch the code in, and a secret room opens up.
Oh dang!
Yeah. So
I didn't get that.
When you talk to him on the subway platform, he's like Underground Tavern or Hell's Tavern, whatever it's called. You go to the apartment building and you go to the warehouse or whatever. Go talk to these people and go to these places. His apartment has like a data pad. He's like, JC, if you're here, the code countdown from 4, it's behind the painting. So you open the painting, beep, 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 and it opens up, and there's like some gear, like a bioenergy cell, whatever, this, that, maybe a med kit. But you can log into his email and read all his email and stuff.
Oh, really?
But it also...
Is there anything interesting in there?
There's some stuff that I would have to look to remember.
Nothing like discriminating or anything, right?
No. But some stuff that helps to build Paul as like... He seems like he wants to do right by his enemies. Like, he's not like Herman... Just guns blazing, kill everyone.
That's what I picked up from the grenade thing. Because whenever they told me, they're like, "Yeah, you're just like your brother." I was like, "No, I'm not, bro. Right. I got guns. I got. Look at my knife's got blood on it still from that guy in the hotel." But
also it gives you a path behind the NSF forces that have infiltrated the hotel.
Oh, really?
So like. Yeah, so you can. That's the door that I tried to grenade because I didn't want to spend a lockpick, and I just threw it right through the door, and then just like they're like, "What was that?"
Yeah.
And so anyway,
I ended up Yeah, I think there's a lot of different. My brain gets all my wires get crossed because of how I'm playing, and I'm like reloading these different. I'm just kind of like dabbling in all these different things. I end up just picking one and just rolling with it.
Yeah. If you are accumulating knowledge, that's enough. It doesn't have to be that your JC Denton does everything like linearly necessarily. Like as long as you're kind of learning about new stuff as far as the story and the world, that I think that matters.
Yeah, I'm trying to say. I think I ended up like because I went up to the rooftops where they have like the ramps you can like the not ramps but like boards you can jump across and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the tavern and met this pilot guy. Is that his name? Jock?
Jock, yeah.
Yeah, I went and got him some liquor off of a table. He's like, "That's warm. Get me one from the bar." I was like,
"Dude, he accused me of that, but I bought it from the bartender."
What?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so I'll drink it. So I drank it.
I ended up buying him a beer, and I can't remember why. He told me something, or he gave me something.
Yeah, he has information. He's like, "Look, I'll tell you who I am if you give me if you buy me a beer."
Yeah, that's what it was.
And so, yeah, he tells you that he's a pilot and that he works for UNATCO sometimes. Like, he contracts out. He's not technically
this is the guy,
a part of the organization.
This is the guy we were talking about the aliens earlier. This is the guy who was like, well, I trusted him.
Yeah,
he's talking about Area 51 and aliens and stuff. And the reason I trust him is because he looks like me. He's dressed like me. He's got sunglasses. He looks like he's UNATCO. And if he's a pilot, he's probably seen some things. So I was like,
sure. Do you know who he is yet, though? Besides what you just told me.
Yeah, he just told me what does he say? Yeah, he's talking about smugglers and the sewers. He's giving you the information that you can use the sewers to get to the warehouse. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I worked out there. Most people think they got aliens from another planet, but I didn't see any flying saucers. You want to hear about it? I'll tell you for the price of a beer." And I ended up trying to give him that liquor that was warm. I was like, "I'm not spending any more money to give you another beer." So I just left.
Yeah. Okay.
I figured maybe he was just a crackpot, and I didn't need to think about him. But I was believing him at first.
For sure. Well, dude, you can learn stuff more about him. I don't know if I want to.
I saw him again.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it in a second.
For sure.
But yeah, after the side quests and all that stuff, I ended up going over to the warehouse district by going across the rooftops.
I got to tell you how the prostitution thing goes, because there's more to it.
Oh, okay. If you don't shoot the pimp.
Well, you can knock him out. It ends up being the same either way. Okay. But yeah, if you're trying to hold on to a pacifist run, you can, which I did. I managed to stun rod him when he opened fire on me first. So after you give him the money, he's like, "You can have Janie instead, because I need this lady right here." Her friend is in the bar.
Yeah, like, that's how I found out about it, I think.
Yeah, and she's like, "I ain't going with you because I quit. You can tell him." So I go back to him, and I'm like, "Your friend quit on me. I want this girl," or whatever. And he's like, "You can't have her." And so he's like, "You know what? If he was like, if you can't, because the girl's like, I want to get out of this. I don't want to be in this business. JoJo is a bad guy." And he's like, "You can't have tomorrow if there's no tonight," or something like that. And that's when dialogue ends, and he pulls out a gun, and he goes to kill the girl. The pimp does. Like, he starts shooting the lady because she's trying to get out of the business. And so that's where I jump in, and I put a few in his head and drop him. And then you talk to the girl, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for saving me. I don't know what I'm going to do. JoJo's a bad guy, but, you had to do what you had to do." Was that not your experience? You just shot him early, right?
Yeah, I just killed him because he was like, he took my money. I was mad.
I went to go talk to the girl that he was trying to sell, and she was like, "You can't have me either."
Yeah, no, he I was just like, "No."
Yeah. I've played Grand Theft Auto. So my experience to get to the warehouse, I also approached by the rooftops. But dude, I discovered that there's a secret ladder. I didn't know this. I just found it. That takes you right to the generator. You go to the rooftops, and I was just exploring the rooftops. I climbed up one of the first ladders I saw after getting off the elevator, and it doesn't really get you much, but like it gives you a vantage point. And so I climbed down. I went down some what do they call the stairs on the outside? Whatever. The fire escape. I went down the fire escape, and I got into this area where like this one random building that didn't have anyone on it had a ladder on the other side that was just nondescript and sitting there, but it was really long. Like it went down an entire building from like top to bottom.
Is it the same one that I used?
But I got there. Like, it was just there. Like, I didn't kill anyone. I didn't do anything after getting to the rooftops.
When I went to the rooftops, there was a point where, like, I was hopping on, like, railings and stuff, and I don't know if I was supposed to be doing that. And I found, there's this one part I kind of got hung up on, and I, like, shoved some crates, and I'm trying to find, I think it's in my next video. Let me pull up the next one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the sort of golden path for the rooftops is, but I know that in my first playthrough, I utilized a lot of tranquilizer darts from a distance, and I took guards out, because there are lots of guards.
Oh, there's tons.
Pathing, and they have crazy eyesight. So I did a lot of like sleep darts on people, and I did a lot of building navigation until I got to the right place.
What I ended up doing was there's like a fire escape that's kind of like fallen over, and then there is a ladder that goes up the entire warehouse building, and there's like one dude on the rooftop there, and then I ended up just kind of like, I don't know if you want to call it cheesing, but I had all those weapons from earlier. And I was just testing out all kinds of different weapons and fighting my way down the building. But like I would just watch the guys running up, like going up, and I would just kind of like pinch them at the corners and just hit them with like an assault rifle or a shotgun or whatever. At one point, the generator blew up, and I don't know what happened.
Really?
Because it was just like, hey, congratulations, you did good. I was
Dude,
like,
that's so interesting.
I was like, what happened? And I don't know if it was me, if I threw something, or if an enemy threw something.
Dude, that's a critical objective. I wish I knew what happened.
Because I ended up reloading it after that. I ended up reloading it, and I was like, well, I guess I can just blow it up now. So I ended up just clearing the building of all the enemies, and then I got to the bottom and saved my game after all the enemies were cleared, and then I just threw a lamb at it and blew it up. Because I was like, that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Because I don't have the computer. I figured if I had computer skills, I could get into the computer and shut it down. But I can't do that because I don't have that skill. So I ended up just blowing it up. And then they're like, oh yeah, Herman's on the rooftop. Go meet him. And so I go up to the rooftop, and then there's the guy from the bar flying the helicopter.
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, hey, it's me, man, it's the alien guy. And I was like, what? And I also found another canister here, by the way.
Yeah, so, dude, a couple things. When I found that ladder, I hadn't done anything. I had to avoid one guard. I didn't even bother killing him. And I climbed one ladder, and then I found this ladder that goes all the way to the ground. Dude, I don't know, like, what the right or wrong way... I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just exploring like I'm doing it for the first time, just with a little more comfort because I've played it before.
Yeah.
And I found a ladder that goes all the way to the bottom. Now, when you get to the bottom, you have to go through 1.5 segment with enemies, and there are some Doberman. Did you see these?
Yes, I shot them.
The dogs?
Yes, yeah. I killed them.
Yeah. I tranked some, and I killed a guard. I think I killed a few people on this particular mission. I killed the NSF in the hotel. I killed one in the warehouse area, and I killed the hostage NSF agents that were holding the hostages in the subway. But anyway, so I got to the warehouse going that path, getting through the dogs and the agent, going up to the top of the building and sneaking into the computer room and hacking it to shut it down. That's exactly what I did. Like you were saying, if I had computer, I could. Dude, I wish I knew what happened in yours, because that's the first one that you did where it gave you for whatever reason.
I think maybe an NPC was shooting at me, and it just blew it up.
Shot a TNT box.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I knew to blow it up. Is because the guy, I heard a big explosion, and then the hacker guy was like, good job, JC. I was like...
That's so good.
What did I do? I didn't know what I did.
So that was my experience. I killed maybe 10 people in the entire mission. And so one thing you learn about Jock if you keep talking to him is that he's a pilot for Paul. And he tells you in that bar, when you exhaust his dialogue, he's like, Paul's the greatest man I've ever known.
Dude, the only reason I was gonna keep giving him stuff, but I just didn't want to waste all my credits.
You didn't want to spend the money.
Because I ended up spending my credits on a hooker, not in the good way.
That's right.
Not in a good way, because she gave me information. I think I gave her like a couple hundred credits, and she told me something that helped me with something later. I wasn't trying to do anything else, I promise.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm telling. As soon as we get off this podcast.
But that's what's awesome about this game is like there's so much like we talk about immersive sims, we talk about Hitman and games like that, and like there's so many different ways. And this was released in the year 2000, and that's what's so
it's
crazy.
It's the granddaddy to this stuff.
That's what's so crazy is like I think it's my pinballing, me like wanting to like not commit to the bit in any certain direction, and then it just realizing like, well, I need to get the mission done, and then I go, and I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'm missing things, but I'm also finding things, and I'm learning things. It's so much. It's probably gonna be this way for me all the way into the end. I
think you'll find a groove, and you'll like. You're going to start exploiting the system. Like now that I know the boundaries, I can push yours or whatever, and so
that's what I don't want to knock the game for. I don't want to knock the game because it has so many options. The only thing I want to knock about the game is my frustrations with the actual gameplay itself.
Yeah.
And that's really the only bad part of it. But yeah, after we blow up the generator, we meet Jock with the helicopter, and he flies us back to HQ. Now, this is where I stopped playing. I got to HQ, and I went and installed my canisters because I was so eager to see what I was going to get, and I saved my game and stopped. And I want to talk about this for a quick second. One of them is silent running, and I am like, bro, is this the answer to my biggest problem with the game?
Yeah.
But I do notice that there's different tiers to it. Like it's like 25%, 50%.
It's an upgrade path. Yep.
I want that to be 100% because that is literally a game changer.
Dude, you're starting the game as like they say that you're like the best new recruit of all time. You have the most potential because of your augments. But you still have a lot to learn. So, like, just walking silently
a lot
is
to
something
install in my robot body.
Install. Yeah, for sure.
And so, my only concern is those canisters are not easy to find. They I don't want to miss them. So I'm gonna try to constantly. Anytime I see a safe, I blow it up. If I got something to blow it up with, I'm blowing it up.
Yeah, you should be utilizing all those tools. And I want to talk about. Before we, talk about what's to come next week or whatever else is next, I do want to talk about this little interaction that you have in between mission 2 and 3 because it establishes some stuff for next week.
Manderley?
It's not a spoiler. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me. That's gonna be the first thing I see when I log into play next time.
So we've talked a little bit about like character reactions to the missions, like. What kind of responses are you hearing from people? We've talked about Paul and being, giving you a bit of a slap on the wrist when you kill people. So in my experience, he's patted me on the back for the first mission, and then the second mission, he chastised me a little bit. It's not too bad. It's just like a little take it easy. But what are you hearing from like soldiers and stuff? What's the chatter?
From me? For my character?
Yeah, from your experience.
They seem to think that, like I said earlier, that Paul is a pushover, and they said, don't give us these grenades, give us bullets.
Yeah.
And as far as my reputation, they haven't said anything to me other than like, hey man, good work. You're doing good work out there.
How are the other agents reacting to you? Like Herman and Anna. Is it Anna?
Yeah. I believe it's pretty much positive. Now, I haven't talked to them back at HQ since we returned. I went straight to the med bay, and that was it. I haven't done any exploring since. So, to be decided on that.
So, from my understanding, when you go loud, people like Herman are like, yeah, you're doing good work. Good job out there. And Paul's like, come on, man. But when you go soft or when you go quiet, Paul's like, good job. And Herman is, and that type, and Anna, or whatever her name is like, bad job. Also, you can kind of get into bickering contests with people, which is always funny. Like with your other agents, you can bicker with them like, I'm not an old rusty bucket of bolts like you. And she's like, you're just nothing but a young whippersnapper who doesn't know anything. I like arguing with them. That's always a good time.
Yeah, I'm looking up an image of Herman not rendered in game because I want to see what he looks like. He looks cool.
So one thing that happened to me when I came back from the New York mission was I was getting mixed signals from my reviews on my missions. Now, I did all the side objectives. I saved the hotel. I went to Paul's, whatever. I did all the stuff in the bar. So, like, I knew I did well. And, like, I even took out the generator in the computer hacky way, and I didn't have to kill very many people. I know I did a just fine job. But since I killed people, Paul was like, do better. But the other people were like, hey, nice work out there. But I heard from like 2 different people, I heard things went sideways. Yeah, like what happened out there? And I'm like, what? What does that mean? But everyone else was like, good work, JC. Nice job. Except for Paul. Again, Paul.
Or what went sideways?
Whatever. Exactly my point. And that's why I texted you. Because I wanted to make sure that you knew why someone might say that. Because the right people should say it to you in your
I would imagine everybody's telling me everything's going sideways the way I'm playing.
No, when the particular people are saying what I'm talking about, they're referring to what happens in the story. And this mission is a 2-person mission. It's us and Paul. Paul has the other side of what we're up to. We're taking out the generator so that he can do the other part of the mission.
Yeah, we're working in tandem with him.
Right. Paul's side doesn't go right. His side goes awry. So even though you're getting a bunch of slaps on the back for JC, good job, JC, you're the man, JC, couple other people, Manderley in particular, are like, well, everything didn't go according to plan. And I was initially like, what are you talking? I was just thrown off by that.
I see.
So yeah, what we learn is that Paul's part of the mission doesn't go exactly as we thought it would go. It didn't succeed in the right way. So our next mission, what we're playing this week, and what we're going to go into next episode having played.
I think what the 3 missions are, that was a good length. Whatever we had last time was a good length.
Yeah, so, well, the 3 would include training. I'm not going to include that. I think we should do 3 and 4. We should do our 3rd mission and our 4th mission.
Okay.
Because they're going to open up more, so they're going to have a little more expectation. We'll try going 2 at a time, maybe speed it up if we find that we're like, if we got a good pace. So our next mission is to see what happened, like to find, like clean up on the last mission. I don't know what happened still. I don't know what's going on. And I don't remember what happens, honestly. Like, I remember the big details of the story, but I don't remember exactly what's next, so I'm kind of excited to find out. But did you meet the weird agents?
Oh, yeah, suits? At the front door?
They're like, hello, JC.
Yeah. I was
Agent
like,
Smith.
I was like, man, these guys must be like the full robot models. Like, these must
I know,
be
dude. They're kind of creepy.
These must be androids. That's what I thought.
Oh, dude, you also didn't see the part with Winston. The guy from the intro video. He's in there with Manderley.
Oh, okay.
The one with the crazy, like, James Bond villain.
Yeah. He looks like the bad guy from Blade Runner a little bit.
Yeah, so he's in there, like, discussing what's going on. He told the other, like, head guy that he wasn't happy with Generation 1 of the nanotech augs. Now Paul has failed a mission, and he's not back yet from his mission. We succeeded in ours, but we got to go do some cleanup. But when you have the conversation with Manderley, you're going to cross paths with the old James Bond villain-looking dude. I think his name is Winston. When you find out what he's going to do next, follow him. Like, go to where he's going next.
Oh, I would have anyway.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that
you go to the ladies' bathroom.
Yeah, but he's on his way. He also sounds exactly like Adam Jensen from Deus Ex Human Revolution. I'm assuming it's the same voice actor, but it sounds like the exact same dude, just delivered
Or
differently.
I thought the guy who does J.C. Denton's voice was the guy from Twin Peaks that just passed recently.
It could be, dude.
You know what I'm talking about?
It definitely could have been.
I googled
sure.
it. It's not him, but it sounded very familiar. I forget the guy's name.
Well, make sure you do that this next chunk. And I'm not going to tell you what happens.
Oh no, I would have followed this guy anyway.
I want you to see what's going on. And then for you, for the audience, for myself, we're going to play mission 3, mission 4. This is, Brooklyn Bridge, airport. We're going to visit Hell's Kitchen again. Mission 3, mission 4. And the game indicates the mission that we're on, so we can keep track of it fairly well. But I also want to say that do all of the in-between moments as well. Like when you finish a mission, you bring it in and you kind of clean up and people give you conversation. Do that, and then we'll start every next playthrough at the mission's beginning. I'm ready to jump on the helicopter and shove off. And we'll do that each time going forward.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Brandon.
My vision is augmented.
Dude, it looks good. Mine could use a little work. I still have to wear spectacles.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll play through those missions. I'll follow that guy for sure, and then I will report back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my gameplay I'll fall into the groove of the gameplay. That's really my.
I think you will.
That's my biggest gripe, man. If I could just get the stealth to work a little bit better. I understand why modders.
Would you consider, because we're using Deus Ex Revision, but we have all of the new AI stuff turned off. Not AI like LLM, AI like NPC scripting. All of that's turned off so that we have vanilla with just visual overhauls. Would you consider at some point in the game turning on? I don't know if the mod allows you to do it mid playthrough.
I honestly, knowing what I know now, I could probably get to where I wanted to the way I would want to if it was more bearable. So no, if I just wanted to see, at least for our first episode, the vanilla, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But if there is a better way to play it, I wouldn't mind it. But either way, I don't care.
For sure, okay. I think it's worth playing as it is. I played through the whole game as it is, and I had my bumps in the road, especially I was playing as a freak. But I got there in the end, and I don't think it's that bad. It's definitely an old, first-person RPG experience.
Yeah, I think a few decisions I made, I probably should have taken that. I shouldn't have taken the sniper rifle. I probably should have taken that GEP gun.
Yeah, that thing sounds sick.
So I can blow open every door that
dude.
I find, or blow up. I don't have to hoard grenades or whatever. But yeah, no,
Right.
that sounds like a plan. I'm excited to see what's next.
All right, well, mission 3 and mission 4, dude, we need to figure out what happened with Paul, and we're going from there. We have a virus that's taken over the world, killing humankind, and people that seem to profit from it, or want to profit from it. We got to find out what's happening, dude. Bring some justice.
Totally not like reality at all. Well, anyway, I'm Brandon. Thanks so much for watching or listening, everybody.
All right, y'all, it's me, it's Gray, and we're signing off. Brandborg.